Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Dial Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars, it's about keeping you rolling and saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood, from the classics to the commuters, the weird noises, and those what the heck moments. We've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, welcoming you to another edition of Motormouth's Morning Drive. Well, how are you all doing this morning with such a long weekend to kick off summer 2026? Did you survive it? You feeling good? Ready to start a brand new work week? It's what I call Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, and tomorrow is already halfway through the week, so you're almost into the next weekend. So take a big breath, Jerry, and run like the wind. So if you're sliding through the drive-through this morning, getting your morning beverage, maybe a little extra, tell them to give you a 20-liter pail, 5-gallon pail with handles on it, and just fill that baby up with high octane. Oh yeah, that's a big one. So grab your favorite beverage and your traveling snack, toss the 16-pack of Crayola crayons over to your passenger and give them a leaf bag to write down some notes for you. But if you miss anything and you want to listen, re-listen, or watch, all our platforms are available to you on the home page of our website, which we call the biggest drawer in our toolbox. That's where you find all the information to connect with our program partners and recommended businesses. They're on the home page. Just click on their logo and it'll open a profile page. Scoot up to the top right-hand corner of the home page, and what you'll find there, no, you won't find a breakfast sandwich there. I've looked. Not there. You'll find our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, where we're posted as experts and post articles and reels and bloopers. All that stuff is on Facebook, Instagram, and Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, which is a website our videographer, Stephanie, a.k.a. Skippy, put together to create a communal website. So between the businesses and the people, connecting them together in community. And it's a really cool website. You got to check that out so that you can find out what you're missing in Stevensville, Ontario, Canada. My pops has lived there almost 40 years now. My mom passed in 2022. They were still both working and traveling from Stevensville to Burlington, Oakville every day, Monday through Friday. Crazy what we do. Well, we've got a lot to get through this morning. Again, I hope you had a fantastic, outstanding weekend. The weather kind of held together for us for the most part. I mean, we did get blasted here on the south shores of Fort Erie in the Niagara region Saturday. It was like came in from nowhere, and the rain and the wind made the rain come down sideways. So what are we going to be talking about this morning? Well, we're going to get our morning swiggy in, so if you don't know what that is, get your morning beverage ready. We share a sip together, all right? And we've got daily weather coming up, so hang in there. All kinds of information to share with you, and today's topic is AC is easy. That's right. I got 5 things for you to learn this morning for vehicle air conditioning, and I will probably get into further detail tomorrow morning, because now the warmth is coming, and today's, I believe, is going to be another warm one, so hang in there. We'll get that weather forecast up for you in just a few moments. You'll find everything on our YouTube channel when it comes to learning those 5 things all the time: what it is, where it is, how you broke it, and how you can prevent that from happening and costing you money the next time. If that's of interest to you, that's what you will learn on our YouTube channel. Yesterday we got into another 3 or 4. We had 5 videos listed to shoot yesterday. We got through 3. We had a little Monday morning something going on yesterday. Just couldn't get our poop together. But it took a take 3 to get just the first video done, which showing you how to install brake pads, disc brake rotors, and ginormous calipers. If you don't know what that is, you'll have to watch the video. There's all kinds of videos up there teaching you all the basics of vehicle ownership, no matter what age group you are. The videos are simplistic so that you can get a grasp on the big picture. And the big picture being, if the vehicle you're in charge of your vehicle, then you're in charge of vehicle maintenance. And the whole idea is not to let everything slide away from your fingertips and then end up with a ginormous repair bill, because that can very easily be avoided. So if that's something that is of interest to you, number one, learning how to keep your vehicle long term. So giving that engine, that transmission, and all the other components as much life as possible for as long as possible. Mileage doesn't matter. Maintenance does. That's my new motto from here on in. Mileage doesn't matter. Maintenance matters. So hang in there. Many times I've seen over the years, being 4.5 decades in the automotive service industry as a tech, ignoring the small things and letting it grow into the big, hairy thing. That's when you get a ginormous repair bill. So if you like to save time, money, and a few bloody knuckles and keep your car long term, you are parked in the right position right now. Exactly. So hang in there with me. The temperatures are rising and tapering off and averaging out. We'll soon be able to run my 30-day fuel savings challenge, which will put a minimum of $100 back in your bank account each month. So if you have a number of vehicles in the household, if everyone participates and does it correctly, you can all save $100. And if you do the second part of the fuel savings challenge, you could possibly very easily make that $200 a month. Now, are you excited? I would be. If I lose a nickel in the driveway, I'm going to trip you getting to it, if you know what I'm saying. It's not that it's easy come, easy go. It does tend to go much faster and much easier than it is to make it, right? And it's not what you make, it's what you get to keep is what matters. All right, let's jump in this morning and let's kick off with our morning swiggy. Say thank you to one of our program partners this morning, the guys, the fellas that can help you navigate through whatever financial situation you're going through. Tony Miele and Larry Tetro are there to be an ear to listen and eyes to see and a heart to feel, to figure out where you're at, where you'd like to get to, and they'll formulate a game plan for you to get you there. So the first way to start to connect with them is to book an hour and a coffee. That's the discovery meeting. So you have questions about investments, debt retirement, estate planning, having beneficiaries and health proxies all set up for your children, mortgage, setting up a mortgage, great rates. I got to tell you, I don't go to a bank anymore, haven't for a long time. I stick with Tony Miele and Larry Tetro. I'll tell you, these guys are two of the best of the best, and they have a passion and compassion to help you get to where you want to be. Life insurance, critical illness insurance, that's all available to you, and a whole lot more. Simply connect with Tony Miele or Larry Tetro and give them a call, text them, whatever. Click on their logo on our homepage, and all their contacting information is available on their profile page. It'll instantly open for you so you can connect and make that connection, and don't sit stewing around about your finances and getting information from those who can't help you. You don't go to a plumber to fix your car or open heart surgery. Yeah. You don't go to a plumber to have that done. You want to go to those who can help you. And Tony and Larry are there to help you and to navigate you through things that can be overwhelming. So thank you to Tony Miele, Larry Tetro, my brothers from other mothers, and my own personal financial planners. I've known these guys for over 20 years. So when I'm talking from experience, from what I have experienced. And I'll tell you, I've gone through some pretty dark times in my life financially, not by choice, but spun into an orbit that it seemed like forever to get out of. And you too can do it. You can do it. So let's have our morning swiggy. I bought you a little time there. You got that organized. Whatever your morning beverage is, I have my herbals to kick off the motor and get things running, and then I have coffee after the program on Monday through Saturday. Don't forget, we have Fun Friday coming up. I need your questions in by noon on Friday so I can select 3 questions to unpack for Saturday morning's 1-hour Q&A, questions and answers. So help me out by doing that. And we've had some amazing questions coming in so far. So remember, the only dumbest question is the one that never gets asked. So don't be shy. Email me at motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. If you miss all that, then read the description boxes for the podcast and for the YouTube channel. Just a reminder, what you watch and see and learn on the YouTube channel isn't a repeat here. And what I talk about here is not over there on the YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, and most of you are not, but you're enjoying the videos, I know this by watching the analytics, help us all out as online influencers. Whoever as channels you're watching, there's a couple of little things that help us to build our channel. And if we grow, we can make more and more videos and bring you even more content and reach more people around the world. Do the like, the share, subscribe, follow, ring the bell, notification bell so you don't miss anything. And follow us. Follow us on there. And now in the Car Connection Workshop, we now posted a page on the Buy Me a Coffee because Skippy told me I better do that. It would be a good idea. Supplies were getting low. So we have that all set up. Buy Me a Coffee /Motormouth Nile, and whatever you can give is a blessing. So thank you so much. You ready? 3, 2, 1. It's actually really strong this morning. I don't know what happened there. Wow. It might be the ginger, I'm thinking. That's for sure. How many of you know that the only actor left from Gilligan's Island is Ginger? Tina Louise, I think is her name. She's still alive. The rest, they're all gone. It's amazing what happens with time. All right, weekend weather. No, we're not in the weekend. This is the work week. Today is Monday, Tuesday. What do we got going on? Well, I see a yellow heat warning, so this could be good. Let's get into it. Yellow heat warning for the Niagara region. These conditions started around 10 to 5 this morning, believe it or not. And it looks like, let's just scoot over to another area here and get a complete roadmap for weather today in the Niagara region and the south shores of Lake Erie. I don't know where you are, but tell us in the comments on our YouTube channel, or also shoot me an email. Let us know where you're from. So, okay, RAIN, precipitation today, 0.4 of an inch. 64 degrees right now, partly cloudy, windy. Wind is making it feel cooler. 8 a.m., 6 to 8 a.m. Did you get that? Rainy conditions. Well, that's a tongue twister. Rainy conditions from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. with mostly cloudy conditions expected around 8 a.m. Today's temperature range, 62 degrees to 80. There we go, 80 degrees, and feels more like 59 to 80 degrees. Yesterday, wow, we tapped out at 85 degrees. How cool is that? 2 days in a row in the 80s. Looking at the long range, we're going to drop back into the 60s, and it looks like we're going to be consistent. We may be getting into our 30-day fuel savings challenge. So that's a heads up for you to prepare yourself mentally for greatness, to put $100 back in your very own bank account. And I'm going to be your coach. I'll guide you through it. But send me an email. Let me know who you are, where you're going to be doing the challenge from. And let's get our team players gathered together. So if $100 of fuel savings back in your bank account it gets you excited, that's just step one. If you got the guts and the glory and the victory in your heart to do phase 2, the next 30 days fuel savings challenge will net you out possibly another $100 in savings. So imagine this. Close your eyes. Oh, no, you can't. You're probably driving. No, don't do that. Although some people drive better when their eyes are closed. That's what I see. Imagine saving $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. Then add in the savings, because you also have a vehicle that's an asset to you instead of a liability. So it's paid off. It's still in really good shape. And you step up your game with regards to vehicle maintenance. And now you're even putting more money back in your pocket. Are you excited now? And I'm speaking from experience. I've been doing this for over 44 years, and I'm telling you all my trade secrets on how you can do this, and it works. If you do it, it works. And remember, the do does, and the did is done. So thank you to Earl Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing, providing low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices. Greater Toronto area's premier pre-owned auto store. You can buy with confidence there and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. And if they don't have the vehicle you're looking for, let Earl Louise Grant, their car guys, they don't bring any junk into their dealership whatsoever. And they don't sell lipstick on a pig or skunks in mink coats. Okay, so you're not buying somebody else's trash. Yeah, although sometimes trash is treasure. Yeah, I've come across that. How about you? So thank you to Earl Louise Grant. Check in with them. It's worth your while to drive there. And they have in-house leasing and financing as well. But I'll tell you what, you're going to love it there. You're absolutely going to love it there. You will have an amazing car buying experience. So thank you to Earl Louise Grant for making today's weather report available to you. Well, let's jump in. We have 5 things to share with you and a short time to get there. I don't want to burn too much of your time off today, but give you some things to consider. AC, that's air conditioning, is easy, right? Well, it is till it ain't. And this is the thing. It is not a system that you just let it go until something breaks, because that's when it gets really expensive. So step 1, if you love having it, that is AC in your car, then number 2, go ahead, don't fix it if it ain't broke. If that's your idea of vehicle maintenance, you're way out in the rhubarb patch. Because that's where you get the huge, humongous, hairy, bodacious service bills. You know what? The one that makes you go, what? You can't exhale or inhale. Inhale. Yeah, you can't inhale because you can't stop exhaling. What? That's what happens is when you put off vehicle maintenance, it gathers up on you. In the air conditioning system, you don't want to experience that. And, yesterday in the Niagara region, topping out at 85. Today we're going to see an 80. Having vehicle air conditioning and not arriving at work looking like you were dragged through a hedge backwards is not the greatest way to start your day. Right, ladies? You got to be comfortable. You want to be, don't want to be sticky, smelly, and sweaty. And someone going, do you smell that? What? I don't smell anything. Yeah, do you smell that? What is that? Yeah, you don't want to be that person, right? Going, is that the time? And get away from that conversation. So taking the attitude with your vehicle air conditioning or any maintenance area on your automobile, don't fix it if it ain't broke, is not a good concept. That's the one that will bury you up to your neck in repair bills. It will, in a very, very quick hurry. Is that good English? Yeah, we can use that. It's good enough. And number 3, it doesn't apply here. And now we're going to get into the why. It's like anything else. The longer you let it go, the more decrepit it gets. Then it gets to a point where you don't have the money to fix it. So now what? You're going to go all summer with broken air conditioning? And I mean, if we're going to be in the 80, like last summer, how many of you remember last summer in the Niagara region? It got scorching. And it was really, really hot. And as a matter of fact, Henry, my tractor that cuts the grass here, was parked for pretty much the summer. There wasn't any grass to cut. You'd have to be feeding your lawn with a fire hose down here on the South Shore of Lake Erie to get some color in your yard. Everybody's yard down here was crispy. Yeah, it wasn't friendly to walk on without shoes. So the idea of don't fix it if it ain't broke is going to break your bank account. And it does not apply to air conditioning. You do not want to run your air conditioner until it's broken. You want to have it maintained. So this time of year is a perfect opportunity if you've not done an evac and recharge. So let's say, just like myself, all AC units are working. They're all blowing freezing cold. I have one that needs to be evac'd and recharged. That's on the 2007 FJ Cruiser. It's time for an evac and recharge, refreshing. Because what you have in the system is refrigerant. You're basically driving around an automobile with your refrigerator inside. It's a refrigeration system. So how many of you love having your fridge at home? Would you be upset if the fridge went down this afternoon while you're at work and you come home and everything in the fridge is warm and you may have lost a whole bunch of food? And I've had that happen. It's not a fun thing. Now, on the other side of it, imagine you come out of work and you're ready to hop into a cool car and have a cool drive home, a comfortable ride home, and it stops working. Panic sets in. Now what? What's this going to cost? How much is this going to cost to get it up and running? That, I know that's the first thing that goes through your heads. That's why many of you, the question we had on Saturday was, my service light's been on forever and ever, amen. Should I be concerned? Yes. Because if something else happens, the computer can't turn the light on twice. It's already on. So if things are escalating to another level, your computer can't tell you because it can't put the light on a second time. It's already on, right? Okay. So what do? First of all, if the system's working, don't sit back and go, I'll wait and see how long it lasts until it breaks, then I'll get it fixed. That's when you're going to get buried alive in your vehicle's air conditioning system, and don't be surprised to be presented a bill $2,000 or more. Don't be surprised, because the cost of all the air conditioning parts have gone through the stinking roof. I'm looking at the pricing, and I'm going, how on earth are people going to be able to afford to do that in the times that we're in? Yeah, money's kind of tight right now. Like a duck. It's watertight. It's tight. So how do you prevent that stuff from happening? Every 24 months, every 2 years, the system's working. There's a number of things we need to look at as air conditioning service guys. Okay, and that's one of the areas that I excel in. I don't know why I enjoy it so much. I did air conditioning on Peterbilts and Mack trucks for a long time, and then automobiles. And I still do that. I still have all my equipment. So a maintenance is the system's tight, the temperature's good inside the vehicle, everything seems to be okay. Evac the system, take out all the old refrigerant, and we're going to put new refrigerant in, and we're going to install a little bit of dye in there as well, so that if there does happen to be a leak, we can get down to the root cause very, very quickly, because where the dye is, the leak is. And if we've already put that in the system for you, then it makes it faster, quicker, easier for the tech to get down to where the problem is and put together an estimate to make correction for you. But leaving the system running till it doesn't is not a good strategy, because that's when you're going to get one of those big, hairy, bodacious bills that you're not going to be happy. And that's for sure. So it does not apply to it's maintenance free. And that fella, I would like to take him out behind the woodshed and give him a what for and how to, because there's nothing on the face of this earth that's created by mankind that's maintenance free. Not even at the dollar store. Not true. Doesn't happen. You ever notice? It always costs me $20 more at the dollar store. I don't get that. I think it's the subliminal messaging. That's what I'm thinking. So your air conditioning is just like refrigeration. And your home air conditioning, your home heating system, needs to have maintenance. Because when does the furnace go out? In the winter? On the coldest night of winter. Of course. So when does your vehicle's air conditioning quit? On the hottest day of the year. So if there's any areas of weakness, and here's where it gets double duty, if your vehicle's cooling system's not functional and it's not maintained, your vehicle's air conditioning will overheat your engine. So they work together. If your cooling system's neglected, well, when you hit that air conditioning button, you're going to add a whole lot of hurt to your vehicle's cooling system. They have to work together. That's just the way it is. Yeah, as my professor would say, Motormouth, that's live it, learn it. That's just the way it is, he would say. Okay. So you have to understand that. The vehicle's cooling system, I don't care what vehicle it is, it's the number one most neglected area on all automobiles. Why does the cooling system get affected by air conditioning? As soon as you turn that compressor on, the pump to compress the refrigerant and get you air conditioning, get your in-car refrigerator running, it puts about 15 to 25% more stress on the engine, so it pulls horsepower away from the engine, and the engine has to work harder. Then the cooling system has to work harder to get the engine cooled off, and then the cooling system has to work even harder to help cool down the refrigerant, because if the radiator's running too hot, then your air conditioning condenser is running too hot, and that means the refrigerant's not getting the ability to cool down. And if the condenser is all full of bugs and roadkill and whatnot, and we just shot a video on that on the FJ Cruiser. I did a full AC service on the condenser because it was all plugged up with hair and leaves and road crud, and I got it all cleaned out because it needs to be cleaned out. It's a maintenance item, and it's parked right out front of your automobile. So you're going to have to watch that video on the air conditioning system on the FJ, because I got the whole grill wide open for you so you can see what I'm talking about, where it is, how it's affected by your driving habits, and why and how it always seems to be the number one piece of destruction in your vehicle's air conditioning system. I explain all that in the video so you can see it. So instead of me trying to explain to you over the phone what a banana tastes like if you've never had one before, or even worse, try to give you a haircut over the phone, doesn't work out very well. So the YouTube channel works great for me to show you stuff. So in that video, you'll get to see where the air conditioning condenser is and what happens to it on the roadways, and why it is always the number one area of failure. Because if the condenser is running too hot, your compressor is running hot, and it's going to blow up next, guaranteed. So those two things together, you're looking at about, probably nowadays, about $2,500. You got that just kicking around? Okay, we're getting to number 5 here. It demands maintenance. Your cooling system, your air conditioning system together, if you want to make it through the summer and have air conditioning all the way into the fall, it's going to demand maintenance. So you can ignore it and not maintain it and not take care of it and not love on it. It's not maintenance free. So that fella that always says that all the time, we need to, tell him to be quiet and go sit in the corner, have a cup of coffee, and stop telling people things are maintenance free, because it is absolutely never, ever, ever going to be true. It's maintenance free if you follow them, but then you're going off the cliff. And that's exactly what happens. So number 5 is it's going to demand maintenance from you, and it's going to demand that you know the proper operation instructions to keep your vehicle's air conditioning system keeping you cool, honey. I like my air as well, just like the next gal. Most guys, I don't know if they love their air conditioning or not, but you know what? I think when you get like 2 weeks of hot, hazy, humid weather, I think they'll cave and go, that's got to get fixed, right? But for ladies, fellas, keep their air conditioning going. They don't want to get to work looking like they were dragged through a hedge backwards. It's important to them. Very. And it's important to dinner and, and the rest of things in the household, because if mama's not happy, finish the sentence, fellas. You know it. If mama's not happy, the world is vibrating and we might spin off axis, and then who knows what's going to happen. So proper operation instructions, we're going to get into that tomorrow because there's a lot of things that you need to learn on that. And it's important, because if you don't, you will break your vehicle's air conditioning system. You will. By neglecting it, but not knowing what you don't know. Because you don't know what you don't know. That's why you don't have. Because if you knew it, you knew you'd have it. Know it, not do it, means you never knew it in the first place. So I'm going to teach you how to use your vehicle's air conditioning system properly. And when you do that, it reduces the opportunity for that air conditioning system to take about $2,500 to $3,000 out of your pocket to keep you cool this summer. So proper operation instructions. Maintenance is not an option. It's a demand to keep it cooling. It's no different than your home air conditioning and heating and cooling system. It is absolutely no different. You have the same package in your vehicle, period. When was the last time you changed the cabin air filter? Is your vehicle equipped with one? Has anybody been paying attention to that? That's another area where you can burn out the blower motor and reduce the airflow inside the cabin of the vehicle. Sound familiar? Furnace filters, I think it's being sucked in by the fan on the furnace, honey. Can you check that? It's making a funny noise. Yeah, the filter's probably been plugged for 9 months, and that burns out a furnace blower as well and overheats the heat exchanger, and then it cracks the pipes. Then you're into a new furnace. You're into about $6,000. It's no big deal, right? No big deal. So tomorrow we'll get into the how to use your air conditioning system. But for today, your cooling system and your AC system both need to be serviced to make sure they're working properly together, that your engine's not running too hot, because as soon as you hit max AC, you're going to cause the engine to run hotter and pull horsepower away from the engine. 15 to 25%, that's where we're at. So, if you're heading up a hill and you got a little 4-cylinder and it's like kind of, like the little engine that could, just shut off the air conditioning and get to the top of the hill. That's what I do. In the 1999 Honda Civic DX, it has excellent air conditioning, and it's only a little 1.6. So if I'm driving along and I'm nice and cool and I'm heading for a hill or a bridge, I just shut off the AC compressor for a little bit, give me all the horsepower I need, get me to the top, and then I turn it back on. So that way, that's another one of the things you got to learn. Give the engine a break, giving it all the horsepower it can muster. You're not going to melt into a slush puppy on the carpet in your car for a few minutes while air conditioning compressor's off. You'll feel the surge of power. Get up the hill, over the bridge, turn it back on. That's it. You just saved, you know what 2 things you saved? Overheating your cooling system, overheating your air conditioning compressor, and gas money. Right then and there. Instead of making that thing struggle to get up the hill, just shut it off for a minute or two. You're not gonna melt. And then once you crest the hill, I hit the AC button, I turn it back on. These are the little things that I can teach you that save you time, money, and a few bloody knuckles and a lot less stress. And if you're interested in a lot less stress, you are on the right channel. When it comes to owning and operating an automobile, when you look at the automobile with a different mindset, how important that piece of equipment is to your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly schedules and all the things that you want to accomplish, it's a pretty serious piece of equipment in the household. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think it is? It is to me, because I'm not interested. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I harp on it all the time. I am sick and tired, fed up, disgusted, and bored with paying principal and interest on an automobile. I'm done with that. I'm over and done. The FJ Cruiser, I just realized yesterday, is like almost 20 years old. And you get to see it on the YouTube channel. You tell me if that thing's ready to put in the recycle box. And how does it stay that way? I just look at it just the way I said. It's a pretty serious piece of machinery, equipment required to run the household here. It is a serious piece of machinery. Anything that can get us down the road to accomplish the tasks that need to be done, we need to take care of it. You know, imagine if none of us had lawnmowers anymore because they just stopped making them. How serious would you look at the old lawnmower and go, yeah, it could use being cleaned up and take better care of it, because that's the only one we can have. Yeah, because cutting the grass with hedge trimmers just takes way too much effort. So till tomorrow, yep, it's going to be tomorrow before you know it. Thank you to Kathy, Dave, and Dan Grimo at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, for making this morning's Motormouth Morning Drive podcast available to you. They're located in Niagara Falls and have been building Canada since 1931. They have all the block you can imagine to make a building. Steel, rebar, angle irons, and all that material. And most of all, if you're looking to have that beautiful backyard oasis you call your hideaway, where you can entertain, hang out, chillax outside in your outdoor living space. They specialize in hardscape landscaping materials. They have everything you need, including if you need a referral to a local contractor to estimate, put the job together, build it, and let you enjoy it. If that's of interest to you, that's what they do at Niagara Block. So thank you to the Grimo family for helping us to be here on the air for you. Drive safe. Keep it under 100. Happy, healthy motoring, and peace, patience, and kindness always. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.